So if I were to characterize the market today, I'd say on the pre-owned side, it's very active. At our firm, in the last 20 days, we transacted 20 pre-owned airplanes. Part of that, I think, is the economy. Part of that is just buyers and sellers, I think, getting more eager to do transactions, both because they're moving up or for some other reason. But it's probably more active today than I've seen it in the last 10 years I've been in the business. As it relates to the Trump bump, has it lasted? Has it stopped? Has it continued? Well, we haven't really seen anything slow down in our business. I think there's still a lot of optimism as it relates to purchasing a pre-owned aircraft. It's becoming harder to find good inventory. A lot of them are getting picked up, and so by that virtue, it's harder to get deals done because there's fewer great airplanes out there for consumers to look at from a pre-owned perspective. A lot of folks are questioning, is a recovery here? As it relates to the business jet market, I think I have to answer the question in two ways. One is as it relates to the pre-owned market versus the new market. On the pre-owned side, it depends on the type of plane. Some markets are actually going up. To the Pilatus PC-12 market, particularly NGs, they're appreciating in value. On the lower end single pilot citations, they're becoming much more difficult to find. In the CJ3 market in particular, there's about 30 airplanes listed for sale, of which 13 of them are under contract currently. So it depends on what market, and I'd say, yeah, it's becoming, we have started to see a recovery. Looking at the new side, the numbers are still not where they were before as it relates to total deliveries. So I think it will be quite some time before we see any meaningful increase in new product delivery. But certainly on the pre-owned side, it's becoming harder and harder to find new stuff, and as a result, harder and harder to find good equipment, therefore prices are coming up. When in the airplane buying and selling business, at the end, we're all about setting expectations between buyer and seller in terms of what is an airplane going to sell for and what is somebody going to pay for it. Well, by virtue of the fact that there are a lot more pre-owned transactions happening today, I think the answer is yes. The expectations are getting closer together, and buyers in particular are getting a little more realistic about what it's going to take to buy an airplane. We have one client that we chased after a Legacy 600 for, and we went after 6 airplanes that got sold out from underneath us. So as that happened over and over again, the buyer realized pricing is a little stronger than he thought it was. And by the time we bought the last airplane, we practically paid retail for it, which was what the market is commanding for, particularly in the Legacy 600 market. People are exploring why is it getting harder to do deals. I think there's a couple of contributing factors to that. One is, again, there's becoming less airplanes to choose from. Therefore, you have a smaller pool of airplanes to purchase from, particularly on the light to mid-size side of the game. But also there's more competition. There's more folks that are working hard to try to earn people's business, and therefore the customers have more options. And therefore it gets harder to put deals together when there's more options available to them. So if I were to give any counsel to somebody who's buying the first airplane, I'd stop and think about why you're doing it. It should be a fun experience, and to really build that headset into, this is an exploration into a whole new world that should be able to give you a whole new capacity for freedom and transportation in a way that you haven't done before. So build a good team, ask a lot of questions, and have fun with it, because it's likely not going to be your last airplane. It's likely, if all things work well, perhaps 10 airplanes after that, and be judicious and have fun.